Ladies and gentlemen, our viewers, welcome to On The Radar. This is the very first episode, and I'm very happy to be here because this was something that we planned for a very long time.
It's been a while.
I think this is something that we planned pretty much around April.
I mean, it was a second wave. We just got into a second wave of COVID, and
we didn't know what to do.
We defeated it.
We defeated it. And we just wanted to do content, but here we are. Nonetheless, we're back here. We're ready to go. We have so much things to talk about.
100%.
And so, he's Abdullah.
100%. What's going on? And he's Indu.
And we're your hosts, and let's dig right in.
Let's go. All right, bro. What do you want to start with?
I think we got to start with the car that just released at the LA Auto Show recently.
Oh, absolutely. The Porsche.
Porsche.
Yeah, the 718 Porsche Cayman GT4 RS. What makes it so special is that it's running the same flat six as a GT3. And it's got a lot of aero. It's buffed up, man. It's got a lot of muscle. It's a crazy car. It's a crazy looking car.
It's like, I felt like I saw it coming. You saw it coming because you had the GT4, right? Similar to the GT3, and then they had the RS version. And so it was only a matter of time before the RS version came out for the GT4. But what I really like about it is some of the way they tweaked the design, because they kind of went ahead and they gave it a whole new body kit, right?
Yeah.
On top of the body kit, I love how they gave it the new GT3 style wing, like the way they designed it.
100%.
It's not the exact same wing that kind of folds over like this, but it's the structure and design of the wing is very similar.
It is very similar. It is a hefty price tag. So
how much are we talking about?
We're looking at 143,000 USD for a base. That's not a Y set. So if you're going all out, it doubles it up. You're entering a very, very exotic territory. But like you said, it is a very special car. I think with the way the market is going, and soon electric cars will be here, I think this is a future classic.
It's a future classic.
It is for sure, bro. Like a future classic with the Y-Sec. You get if you look at the list of upgrades that they give you, you can literally turn this base model, which is already buffed up, into literally a supercar. Like you got forged carbon, you got ducts, you got wing, you got tighter suspension, better wheels, magnesium wheels.
That's a good point that you mentioned that, because I actually made a weird reference. It was funny because I was just thinking about, I was looking at the car and I was thinking about it. I'm like, it reminds me of iPhones. And the reason why it reminds me of iPhone is because the iPhone 12 and 13 just came out with their nice blue color. Oh, yeah. And now the magnesium wheels are in blue.
Did you see them?
Yeah.
Oh my God, those look
crazy.
so good.
It's crazy. And it's wild. We'll put a picture of it somewhere around here.
We'll get it up here
But yeah, like the blue wheels, I mean, the Performante came out with the magnesium copper bronze wheels, right? Mm-hmm. And so to see someone strikingly take the first move and put blue wheels on a race car, this is a pretty hefty car. Like you said, it's a fast car that's going to really dominate the market. And people are going to buy it. Yeah. People are going to buy it, and I think, honestly, this can possibly be the best daily vehicle, because I do remember having a lot of people that I spoke with that had the GT4, and they said they love it. And so now taking a little bit of an RS background and RS history and putting that into the GT4 can ultimately be the best daily driving vehicle for the money that you're paying.
Absolutely. And the best part about it is that Porsche has already kind of put it out there that, according to them, it's supposed to be the best and the loudest sounding GT in the market. So they've basically told us that, listen, this 9,000 RPM flat six will give you a sound like no other. So
that's a pretty bold statement.
That's a bold statement. So I'm super excited to see these on the road, man. But I have a question for you. Are you gonna buy it or burn it?
I'd buy it. I'd buy it to see what it is, because it's such a small and nimble car. I want to see what the RS factor plays into the GT4 lineup, like a 718. So I'd buy it
100%,
and then burn it.
Yeah. All right, next one. Go ahead.
All right. Okay, now let's talk about a car that's definitely going to be a burn. Let's talk about the Acura. Let's just talk about the Acura Integra. Again, this is just our opinions, just so you know. We will burn it. Let's just get that out the way first.
We're definitely gonna. I would personally burn it. So when I was 17 and 18, I owned 3 Integras. The older generation, and then the one with the round eyes.
Right.
So I had a buddy with a white Type R, my neighbor. with the white Type R, and he blew that motor while racing a G35. And at that time, G35s were the hype. You know, in 02, 03, 04 when they just came out, they sounded great. Coupe, they were great. They were, you know, people thought they were like very luxurious and whatnot. But yeah, so that happened. But basically, what I'm trying to say is that I came from a childhood full of Integras,
right?
And I was really looking forward to this car myself. So yeah, so I would definitely burn it before I even put out the stats.
So here, I have a question for you now, because when they teased this vehicle online on social media, they were pretty smart with it. The reason why I say that is because they only showed certain angles of the car, you know, the lights, the badge, the rear top view of the car. Very, very selective on the photos and the videos that they shared, right? So how did you feel when those photos and videos came out? And then how did you feel once you found out what the actual car was going to look like?
To be honest, like I just, as the first picture, I think the first picture they revealed was the LED headlight.
The headlight, right?
Headlight with the Integra embedded into the... Got me so hyped.
Yeah.
I think I saw that post, and that post had... I don't know who posted it. It had like millions of views, millions of likes, and I'm just like, wow, they're really doing this. They're making it happen. They're bringing back the Integra. Every 80s, 90s baby's dream, right? Like this was it. If you're a teenager, you had to ride an Integra.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden they put up a back picture where you can kind of tell that it's a 4-door, which had people even in the comments going,
like, is this
something's off?
Yeah, you could tell it's off because, you know, it's supposed to be a coupe, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's what we know.
Well, the iconic 3-door.
Yeah.
So you have the back hatch in the front too. Exactly. So it was definitely not that. And then when it came out, and it was so funny. My brother is not really a car guy.
Right.
And when I was showing him the video, and I'm like, "What do you think of this?" Before I even told him that it's an Integra, he said, "Is that an ILX?"
Right.
My brother was literally, he's like, "Is that the new ILX?" He didn't even know it was an Integra, and I'm like, that's the new Integra. He's like, but it's basically an ILX, and it's so funny, after doing more research, I found out that it's actually replacing the ILX.
See, that's where I feel like they took the wrong step, because to revive such
they should have just rebadged the ILX.
Exactly, like to revive such a famous car, the Integra, and I know that there's a market for it, and people that actually have a passion towards it, just to replace it with an ILX, okay, come on. If you guys want to change that with something else, you guys have done stuff where, you know, the TSX became the TLX. So do that with the ILX. Like, I don't know, make it an ISX or something like that. Like, recreate that, make it big. But
or how the Germans do it. They do these things, like, really, really well. Like, they recently, I mean, BMW brought out the 8 Series back from the 850 back in the day.
Right.
And they absolutely nailed it, because they not only did they bring it out in a 4-door, which wasn't available back in the day, but they brought it out as a Grand Coupe, which is just, like, crazy. Specs are crazy. I mean they brought this prototype out in Indy yellow.
I know.
It was just the whole presentation, and I think even the crowd was just like,
it kind of looks like it was weird. Like, I don't know, like it kind of seems bold. I mean, it kind of reminds me of the Civic Type R yellow that they came out with. So, but wait, before we talk a little bit more about that, like, I have one question, Acura executives. Why are the exhaust tips yellow? Like, the car's yellow. The car's yellow. Cool, I get it. You know, launch.
The tips are yellow.
The tips are yellow.
No
like,
way.
Like, I don't know. We'll put a picture somewhere here, maybe here.
I'll get it up here.
And like, it's black. Like, it's yellow. I think it was a yellow pinstripe on the front, black pipes, and then the inside was actually yellow too. Like, and dude, we've seen so many exhausts on so many different cars, regular cars, supercars, hypercars, whatever. But there's just a
body matched exhaust.
it kind of looks cheap, man. It kind of looks like it's a finicky plastic piece, bro.
You can order them on eBay.
I'm sure you can.
But a little bit more so Acura hasn't really given us a full overview of what the car will have or what features, but we know it's coming in a 6-speed manual. We know it's running a SI platform with the engine being turbocharged, 1.5 liter 4-pop, and estimated cost is $30,000. They've already told us that there is a Type S coming out. Estimated cost of that is $48,000. And you already told me you're gonna burn the car.
That's right.
So I think it's time to move on to the next one.
Let's burn it. You know what? I'll get the keys and then burn it.
You get the keys and burn it.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
All right. Indu. Next up.
Dude, this one has broken, like, a lot of people's interest peak, because this isn't a car that, you know, that is mass produced. This isn't a car that, you know, you're gonna see casually when you're downtown.
I think some people will never see this car. Like,
I hope we see it.
I mean, I hope we get a chance to sit in it and play
But this
with it,
is the Ferrari Daytona SP3.
David.
Of course, if you're watching this, give us a call when it comes. We'll be there. Yeah, man. The SP3, the Daytona SP3. So this is the new and latest addition to the Icona series. And if you guys are wondering what the Icona series is, it was debuted in 2018. But the first models that were introduced into that segment was the Ferrari SP1 Monza and the SP2 Monza. And a quick difference for those of you that don't know, SP1, the 1 seat, SP2, the 2 seats.
Two-seater,
which makes me wonder why they put SP3 because
it's
you follow the seating sequence. Where's the third seat?
Right.
But let's talk about that car because this was like it looks like it's the LaFerrari Aperta. I'm not gonna say successor, but based off of that chassis, the frame at least.
It does have a lot. So when looking into it, I know it's got a mixture of the 812 competition.
I believe the
competition. It's like
so that's the engine, right?
That's,
so
that's the engine V12. Is out of it. Yes. The V12 6.5 liter. It is the highest horsepower naturally aspirated V12 Ferrari's ever put out. So that's that we know for sure. You're right. It is. You know what? I don't know. I have to get a better look at this. I mean, we'll get some pictures running up here for those of you that haven't seen it. But
you know what? Let's actually show them another picture. Let's show them the picture of the rear because I do not understand what's going on this rear side. Ladies and gentlemen, I've seen 488s. I've seen LaFerraris and SP2 Monzas. I've seen TDFs and 812s. And I get it. Those cars all make sense. It looks like a regular vehicle. It looks proportional. It looks symmetrical. It looks nice.
Yeah.
But what's going on with the back of this one? There's just like I don't know, just a bunch of line work going on there.
Exactly. There's a lot of line work going on. So one of the cars, from what I read, was it was Testarossa was a huge inspiration.
I do. Yeah, I see that.
So the Testarossa was involved in it. Yeah, you're right. The back does have a lot going on. It is not like your typical Ferrari backs because Ferrari usually has nice molded backs.
Right.
They just have the taillights kind of on the side, and then they have the exhaust pipes in the middle, and they kind of just work with the diffuser, and that's pretty much a Ferrari.
You got some carbon going on, but this
unlike Lambo where it's a lot more exposed in the back, and they have like a couple of different diffusers. The Ferrari does keep it really neat in the back.
Yeah. So I mean,
it's different.
It's different, right? It's different, and I wonder how it's gonna do because I mean, a lot of this is gonna be this is not something that anybody can get their hands on. This is going to be for like the top Ferrari clients, and this is going to be not just like it's kind of like the LaFerrari in the sense that you have to have had the 5 important Ferraris to get the LaFerrari. But I think it's like taking that aspect and making it even more limited. You have a LaFerrari, cool. I don't care. You're not getting this car. You have to. I feel like there's certain conditions that you have to meet regardless of what car you're on.
It is offered to very, very exclusive clients. So I would assume you need a SP1, SP2 for sure.
At least one of the
to get the 3,
cars,
right? Like I think I would say that would be part of the application. Like you would have to check off on that. Yeah.
And on top of that, on this car, we don't know the price tag. So this car could be $3 million, $4 million. I mean, the LaFerrari Aperta in Canadian dollars is $7 million.
$7 million, yeah.
So that's the LaFerrari Aperta, and that's already a few years old now.
100%.
So just something like this, maybe it might come out for like, I don't know, $4 million, and then the value just shoots it up to like 6 right away.
I think the first 2 years the value is gonna stay where it is. I don't know what the Ferrari contract with this car will be like because I know on other limited cars like the LaFerrari was a 2-year pause.
2 year, 5 years, whatever.
Exactly, so you can't flip it. So I think they'll probably, because according to them, this is exactly what it said. It's a ultra limited edition. It's not just a limited edition. It's the highest tier of Ferrari you can buy. Like this is the ultimate Ferrari, right? So I think it's super cool to look forward to seeing these get delivered, seeing some of the specs, some of the colors, maybe crazy. Like
a lot of, especially with the tailor-made program with Ferrari, you can kind of really go.
Limit. Yeah,
exactly. You said it the best. The sky's the limit because the only question that I have unanswered now, or I hope to answer within the next few weeks, few months, as we see more specs come out, is back to that rear part of the vehicle, right? Because the way we saw it on the images, it was painted. It was painted to the body color of the car.
Right.
But I wonder if there's a carbon option, right? Just to have carbon inlays and
I think they probably will because the actual build of the car, all panels are carbon.
Right. So you just might leave it exposed.
You will probably, I would assume so, since the entire exterior of the car is carbon. Right. So the one that we saw was like the initial prototype that just they've revealed at this event. Make tweaks and so I think there's still more to come, and like you said, Ferrari hasn't really given us a price or the production numbers. But
you heard it, ultra rare, but basing it off of the last two Icona League Icona Series cars that came out, the Monzas. I would assume it's less than 500 pieces because both of those cars were $499. Yeah.
And I would say it's very expensive.
Yeah, that's for sure. But let's switch gears for a second because, hold on, before we do switch gears, buy or burn?
Dude, I think I'm gonna go with buy. I think it's a great investment. I mean, not like I can apply. Not like I can get one.
Honestly, this is easy for me. It'd be a buy too, just because.
From an investment point of view, I mean, even if it's $5 million, you're looking at 10 in the next 4 or 5 years.
And it being like a very ultra rare limited car, like even if it's not in my garage, I would have it and keep it in the museum so that other people can actually appreciate it.
100%, absolutely.
Right. So there's that, and I think that we're gonna wrap that up for the new cars, but. Let's shift from new cars to new collections and new people. There are a lot of people up and about on social media, Instagram and TikTok, just blowing up with their cars. And, there are a lot of Lamborghini owners and there are a lot of Ferrari owners. But I came across this new owner. He goes by the name Hamilton Collection, Collection on TikTok and Instagram and everything. And I actually came across 2 videos. I came across a video of a few of his cars together.
Yeah.
I came across a video on Facebook through, I think it was Business Insider, where it was a video of him explaining the costs of maintenance on a Chiron. Yeah. So let's talk about him for a second, because it's crazy because, we've been in the social media and the automotive industry for a while now, and we haven't heard of this guy before. Like, cool, you have cars, right? But once you start playing with, like, 3, 4, 5 hypercars, or like at least a few sick cars like Black Series and Countachs. You start to dictate your spot in the car world.
100%.
And I think that's exactly what just recently happened. He's got a Senna, he's got a Chiron, he's got, I think it's a Mercedes Black Series SLS AMG.
Yeah.
Countach, P1, Bugatti Huayra. He's got a bunch of stuff, and
the whole Huayra.
Yeah,
itself is something.
It's our piece.
Yeah, it's no, you know what? Hamilton Collection. I was telling you earlier, I came across him on TikTok, and I had no idea. I just saw a whole bunch of cars lined up in his front yard, and they're just walking around. I'm just like, oh, I wonder if this guy owns them. And then all of a sudden, like, he came up out of nowhere. I love it. I love his collection. I love his choices of color. Yeah. He doesn't stick to one color. He's very outgoing with his colors. He's got the lines. He's got the yellows. He's got the reds. Right. So a lot of collectors, they get into like, they want very like, oh, I want Rosso only, or I want blah blah only.
Resale red.
Right. or whatever. Right. But with him, it's kind of like, it really brightens up the front yard. It's cool, man. Like super cool. I really hope to. That we can pay him a visit sometime next summer.
He's in Chicago.
Yeah, he's in Chicago. That's not too far from here, Hamilton. If you're listening, we're coming for you, man.
Yeah, we're coming, and we're gonna see those Skittles in person.
Yeah. No, it's sick.
But that was wild. It was crazy, and we got to talk about somebody else. When we say Skittles, it just all I can think of is the Triple F's collection, because they recently just got 2 cars that are in the track market. They got the Huracan STO, and they got the Porsche GT3. And for you guys, I don't know if you're familiar with Triple F.
Yes. Oh, beautiful collection.
I think MF Autos on Instagram, but yeah, ridiculous amount of cars. We're talking Sabre, we're talking Speedtail, Senna, P1, Chiron, Regera, LaFerrari, 918, GT4 for that matter, Ford GT, new and old, and so just a crazy amount of cool cars. Like, this is literally like getting a cheat code and playing a video game, just buying all the sick cars.
Just buying everything.
It's amazing. It's just super amazing. Yeah. And these guys have a crazy collection. Literally a crazy collection of... And it's a variety, right? At this point, you already have like 8 to 10 hypercars, and that's a big variety. So I would love to go buy them and 100%. See those cars, because they're really crazy that this guy... these guys actually, Triple F Collection has a bunch of hypercars. Like, you know, we know a few people in Toronto that have a Lamborghini, a Ferrari,
Right.
A Mercedes, or like a G-Wagon. You know, just like cool cars. But you know, that's their variety. A few of here and there within the supercar market. But Triple F Collection, these guys have a few cars within the hypercar. Like you just saw me. I named McLaren. I named Koenigsegg. I named Pagani, Bugatti. All these big brand cars, and so.
Bro, I mean. I can't, bro. To see all of that in one room, that's crazy, man. That's overwhelming. I mean, they're definite. I agree with you. Triple F is one of the top collectors on Gram right now. Like, because I know that I'm sure there are other collectors out there, but a lot of people don't expose their collection the way Triple F does.
Yeah.
Right. They really put it out there. That you get driving shots. You see them here
and quick plug in to their photographer, Shots by Sed, because he's the only photographer that works with them. However, he gets these insane rolling shots of all these $1 million cars, and it's ridiculous. Like,
absolutely so amazing shots. We'll load one up right here.
Rain shots, clear shots, sunny shots, everything of all the cars, and so. Honestly, you kind of need to on thousands of pictures to see what this car really looks like.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Wild. No, he's definitely living life. They're all living life.
Speaking about living life, you know who else is living life?
Who?
That guy who just got his Huracan door ripped off by a bear.
Oh yeah, I forgot his name. The guy, I've seen it on TikTok. The bear.
The guy with all the exotic cars and the exotic animals. Like,
yeah. But he's actually nuts. I don't know if you've seen some of his other videos. He's like drinking soda with like a white lion sitting on a couch watching TV, or he'd be like, he's like walking with the baby, and he's like, you know, just like his lifestyle is just different. I don't know who he is. I actually don't know, but we could get the video rolling here. The Huracan door popping off.
Yeah.
It almost looks like the door just like fell off.
It just, you know what
it wasn't. It didn't even.
It literally looks like a Lego car that a kid comes and you just take the piece off and just.
And it's a baby, bro. That's a baby bear.
Yeah,
that's why I'm scared of animals, man. I don't trust wildlife.
Hey, man, I actually love animals. I love animals. I love nature. I love wildlife, and so animals and cars, it's risky. I mean, it's a huge risk, especially. I mean, if you got money for animals to destroy your cars and just replace it just like that, do what you can.
When the door fell off, how happy he was.
Yeah, he was just like, I don't even care that the door fell off. We got that on video.
He was in Arabic. He was saying it's okay. It's normal. He was literally saying it's okay. Yeah, in Arabic.
Normal for wildlife to break off $400,000 doors on rare cars. Imagine that on the SP3.
Yeah, but what else you got?
We got to talk about just, I don't know, like I kind of can't just get off of the Porsche that is now in Toronto right now, and it's not just, and the reason why I can't. Porsche? It's the Techart Turbo S, and the reason why I can't get...
Oh, the Mamba's here.
Yes.
No way.
It actually... So Toys Auto Art in Montreal, they... So for those of you that don't know Toys Auto Art, they do a lot of vehicle modifications, body kits, customizations, and they don't just stop at supercars. They do like RSQ8s, Rolls Royces, just very, very nice, tasteful cars. And so anyways, they built a very cool, one of one, I'd say, 992 Techart Porsche Turbo S. And it was basically a tribute car to Kobe Bryant. And so we're going to show some pictures up right here. And you can see some of the pictures. Purple, yellow pinstripes, a lot of 8s, a lot of 24s around the car. Unreal. And I think the best shot is going to be this one right here where they have the jersey on the top hanging.
Yeah.
I think that was the best shot. And so anyways, that car is in Toronto now.
Oh.
So Junior from Faraz Auto, they got the car there now. And so like it's actually not too far away. It's like 30 minutes out from us. But yeah, they bought it here, and it's such it's a phenomenal piece because, you know, as a car person, it's cool to see that much work being built into a modified car, right? It's not a stock 992. It's a 992 with a Techart kit.
Yeah.
And then to personalize it is a turbo, yeah.
Oh yeah, so it's no joke.
Yeah. To personalize it now and even add the purple and yellow and figure out how you can play around it and get it to be like a full tribute to Kobe Bryant. I think that's a pretty big project, and good on you, Avo, because that's I feel like that car was needed, and I feel like that car really did a fair round on social media.
100%. I think he hit it right on the head. Like that was executed perfectly. Techart kit, color, the purple, the yellow. It's not easy putting something like that together. So I can imagine it took a lot of work for us, a lot of thinking, a lot of back and forth. But Yeah, nailed it. I have yet to see it in person. You're right. If it is in Toronto, definitely make a trip down there.
Yeah.
Get a closer look at it, sit inside, get a feel for it. But yeah, I'm a huge Kobe fan. So it even when I saw that floating around on the internet, I was just like, what? It just came up out of nowhere. He posted no pictures of it being built. It just like bang, Kobe.
Yeah,
like you know, it was so like
there's no teaser.
There were no teaser.
Everything just was abrupt and sudden.
You just caught the and you know what? I like that, bro. I like it when you keep a project on a hush hush and you just bang it out. And the next thing you know, it's like, it's crazy. I saw it and I'm just like, I think I even commented and I was just like speechless.
Right.
I was just like, buddy, that's...
It does rounds. It was all over social media, I can tell you that. But you know what's not on social media as often as I thought it would be? It's the video that was posted, I think it was two or 3 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. And so this was a video that I thought would actually blow up, but I don't know if it blew up. But I didn't see it enough from my profile, at least. And so this was a video that Speedy Jeff... for those of you guys who don't know, Speedy Jeff, I believe he's a Koenigsegg owner.
Yeah.
And anyways, he was driving the Tesla Model S Plaid.
Yeah.
He took it to a track. A lot of people are commenting on if you should even take a Tesla on the track because it's not meant for that.
Right.
But, we're going to step over that and just kind of talk about the video itself, because the video itself is him, whatever, he's driving. And apparently it's evident, or they're saying that there's a brake failure. And so, I don't know, maybe he's going like 100 miles per hour or something around that area, and the brake seized up, stopped working, and so you could see him just start sliding, and he doesn't want to flip the car or anything, so he kind of slides it, and then he hits the wall with the tires barrier. And the barrier and stuff. So, again,
there's a video.
There's a video, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know this.
There's a video online that Speedy Jeff posted, right? And actually, I think earlier last week, there was another video of another Tesla S Plaid version crashing because of brake failures. So it's not just one situation; it's two situations.
Dude, that's scary, man. And that car is no joke. Like that's a really quick car. That's a lot of power. It requires a lot of stopping, instant power. So, I mean, for brakes to fail like that, I mean, I hope Speedy Jeff's okay. I hope
I believe they're okay. I think they're fine. Everybody's fine.
Everyone's okay, but I think
they're kind of it kind of catches you off guard, because I mean, with 1,000 horse, that car's 1,000 horsepower. Remember, right? So so let's just talk about the Tesla again, because look at it. It's 1,000 horsepower vehicle, right? And so it really is in the category of some of the hypercars and supercars that you can buy.
Definitely hypercar numbers, yeah.
So, and then you look at the hypercars and you look at the supercars, or you look at the brakes, right? Their rotors are huge, right?
Massive.
And then even the calipers are pretty big.
Yeah.
You got carbon ceramics on it as well. So for a car that's pushing out that much horsepower, you kind of really need to have some sort of
serious stopping power, man.
Performance brakes or something like that, right? I mean, like you said, you can't have anything just cheap or low quality to stop 1,000 horsepower.
Definitely a big brake kit is required, but I mean, it's a car that every single person who I know bought it was ripping it straight from the get-go. Like, they would pick it up, and I had guys who were just going on the highway and taking out their friends and kind of just getting everybody's reaction, because it's 0 to 60 is 2 or under 2, right? Just under 2?
Just under 2 seconds.
Just under 2 seconds, and that's 60 miles. Like, that's 100 kilometers. 0 to 100 kilometers in a span of under 2 seconds is just unheard of.
Yeah, it's literally like looking at a timer.
Yeah. And if you've seen some of these videos and these speedometers, like, this thing is just climbing without any stop. Yeah. Like, they're just not even slowing down. It's just straight.
It's just like boom, boom, boom. Just flips
it's
numbers.
Jumping 5 to 10 numbers at one point. Yeah. It's crazy, man.
And it kind of just identifies back to, like, the way I see it is, like, at 16 years old, you get like a very, like a Civic or something like that, just a regular car. And then when you're 20 or 22, now you have a little bit of money and you kind of get like a sport vehicle, right? And as soon as you get a sport vehicle, now you're pushing limits. You're speeding more often. You're ripping around more often, because now you have that limit. So it's kind of like, okay, I thought some of these Model S owners and even some of the Model X owners that have these cars, now they're like, all right, cool, I can get the Model S. And so, boom, I'm going to try it out. 1,000 horsepower is advertised. So, all right, I want 1,000 horsepower. I want to feel that, Yeah. So, again, it is crazy, and it is it's a lot of power, a lot of speed, and so you got to be careful at the end of the day, right? You got to be careful and you got to be safe, because cars come and go, but you got to be safe.
100%. And it's and that's what catched me by surprise, because Tesla for a while has had their ludicrous mode, which was, I think, equivalent to 760 horses or something like that, which is still a very fast sedan. It was 4-door, but it was really fast.
I think it was
destroying everything in a quarter mile, but it was losing in a half mile. And I remember
Over time,
it lost
yeah.
to the M6, M5, and over long term because combustion eventually does take over the acceleration, right?
Yeah.
But for them to have brake failure,
It's scary.
but
It is scary.
I mean, don't track your Teslas, guys, and stay safe out there. And again, I hope the family of or the drivers
Speedy
are
Jeff,
okay.
yeah.
Speedy Jeff is
I
okay.
think they're okay. They're okay in the
yeah.
video, and again, even the second video of the people crashing, I hope those guys are okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with them, but again, it's very scary. But just be careful with your cars. You never know what can go wrong.
Yeah,
And that's not your Tesla. It could be any car, right?
100%.
It could be an R8. It could be a Huracan, whatever it is.
100%.
But I think that's pretty much it. I mean, that's all we have today on what's on our radar.
Do you want to tell them about Sunday?
Yeah, you know what? Should we tease it quickly?
Yeah, why
so
not?
Sunday, I'm not sure. It's kind of, I think, working through its rounds on social media. It's kind of blowing up. It blew up a lot yesterday. And again, within the next few days, I'm sure a lot of the entire world is going to know of it. But anyways, essentially, a very special car came to Lamborghini Montreal. And it's crazy because it's a car that I've never seen before. But
I saw it once.
He saw it once. Lucky him.
Yeah.
But it's a very cool car that a lot of people are not going to see realistically, and that's because the car that came by, it's the Lamborghini Veneno, and that's a 1 out of 3.
One of three, $10 million USD.
Yeah.
It is the spaceship, the mothership of all spaceships. I mean, even when Lambo dropped this, people were just like, what were they thinking? It was just
like,
outrageous, just everywhere. The wheels had fins on them, slits on them. The front had...
the wing
just the eyes were like split wise, and the back was split wise. It was just a whole bunch. Wing had a wing running down the middle, and now you see it on the STO now, but the Veneno was running that middle wing.
Yeah, since time.
That's how it was made, right? So it is definitely...
Like
one
the Godfather, like if somebody's gonna come and like shoot
if I was watching Independence Day, the car version, this would be the big ship that comes down.
So yeah, that's what we're doing Sunday. It's gonna be very exciting.
Yeah.
It's gonna be exciting because it's just not the Veneno, but there's also a couple of Seans there as well, right? So out of the 60, there's gonna be 2 there.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. So there's a lot of cool cars that are gonna be there. I'm not gonna say exactly what. But there are a few other cars that are not Lamborghinis that are going to be there that are on the same playing field, I would say.
Absolutely.
So, very cool. We are
going
to be...
big boy toys. We're going to be spending a day with it, so that should be...
We're going to vlog it,
exciting.
Right?
We're going to vlog that, and obviously stay tuned. Our profiles will be dropping content as well, but...
another 4 a.m. trip.
Yeah, another 4 a.m. trip, guys. That's pretty much it. Do let me know in the comments if you're going to buy or burn any of the cars that we talked about, which was the
GT4 RS, the Acura Integra, and the Ferrari SP3.
Yeah.
The Daytona SP3. Yeah, and so, guys, this was our first podcast, our first video, and let us know exactly how it went down. I mean, if there's anything that you guys want to tell us where we can improve on.
100%.
I talk too much, or I talk too fast, or he's not talking too well.
Whatever
it is.
Or I'm staring at Sadaf's face. I know I do that quite a bit while he's
whatever it is, just let us know. And honestly, let us know what you guys want us to talk about. This was what was on our radar from our end of things. We're in North America, so we only see a few things that come connected to us. But I'm sure there's a lot of things that happen in the world. And so if there's something on your radar that is something that we haven't touched on, let us know. Just shoot a comment on the comment bar below.
Drop a link.
DM us on Instagram. Whatever it is, just reach out to us.
Be like, hey guys,
you guys should check this video.
This is going down.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
We'll try to give it some more exposure.
Right. Yeah. So again, thanks for tuning in, guys. This was the first one. It's gonna be great on the second one. So again, Abdullah, Indujan, and it's gonna be sick, guys. We'll see you on the second one.